Good evening, one and all. We welcome you to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2022. Commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence and UN Sustainable Development Goals. In collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute and Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our session, let's take blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue to today's session. Today we have with us Dr. Archana Sharma. She is RCA recognized, registered RCA registered professional. She is also founding director, Carpe Diem at Psych Consultancy LLP. She is practicing psychologist specialized in counseling and has overall experience of 11 years and a trainer, and also a governing body member of the Society for Welfare of Children, Kolkata. And she has a MSc from West Bengal State University and also Diploma in Rehabilitation Psychology, University of Calcutta. Her research interests include the impact of social media on mental well-being among adolescents and young adults. As part of her research, she has organized campaigns in schools to create awareness on ways of limiting screen time. We welcome you, ma'am, to the international webinar series, and we invite you to take over for your session on self-awareness and self-esteem. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Dr. Ravinder, for the opportunity. And, it is really a great pleasure to be part of such intensive work which is happening. And definitely as I was seeing the presentation, the various aspects of well-being has been touched upon. And it is not restricted to just mental health, but definitely the physiological aspect, mental well-being, and the other aspect as well. So really honored to be part of such organization and the program. Sir has introduced myself. I will also share the screen because I have a little presentation for the today's session. I'll just So today we are going to whether talk about or discuss about the self-awareness and self-esteem. So the significance of this, why it is important, and definitely what is the relevance of self in our life, because many times we get engaged into so many other things that we forget to take care of ourselves. We get engaged in different aspects of our life, but self-love, self-care is something which we neglect. So just a little about Carpe Diem. So it is founded by four women, and we all are a group of psychologists and special educator. We work in the space of mental health and as well as education. So these are the five areas of our work. So we work in the area of assessment, where we talk about career assessment, therapeutic intervention, where we talk about counseling, psychotherapy, art therapy, play therapy, and music therapy. Special education need program, where we give special education support to parents, children, and families. We also run a lot of courses, self-paced courses for professional development, and conduct workshops for students of college student, faculty, and at teachers and schools. And we have a consultancy and a research program going on under our wing. So what we will cover today, basically we'll start with who am I, then we will move into self-esteem and its importance, factors affecting the self-esteem, and how to improve self-esteem. So the way I have built in the session is basically there will be some, there are definitely some activities where I will request you to use the chat box. So if the so if the chat box is open for the participants so that they can use the chat box, if then you have to give your inputs there, and maybe if it is allowed, you can also unmute and talk about the experiences or as the activity demands. Now, what does this image say? So, what do you think? What is this image all about? What does it say? What does it show? What it is, what message this image is conveying to us? If you can use the chat box, it will be great. So, Ekor, what is your observation of this image?
Ma'am, it's loving of oneself.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Anyone else who would like to add on? Okay. Now, this poem is really close to my heart because we keep on going on, we keep reading about things. But what exactly is when we talk about when we talk about self-care, self-compassion, so what is it all about, right? So in youth, it was a way I had to do my best to please, right? And change with every passing lad to suit these theories. But now I know the things I know and do the things I do. And if you do not like me so, to hell my love with you. Right? So basically, it's a beautiful poem which talks about self-worth. It's talked about self-esteem. It's talk about self-awareness, right? So that I am now aware about myself and I am the way I am. And we will bridge this gap between two people, or a group or a society, but definitely not at the cost of my self-worth. Now we will definitely discuss about the who am I. So I need the chat box to be activated, please. So you have to give your responses. How many of you know the answer of this question? Who am I? How many of you know who you are? I want answers in chat box. There are no right or wrong answers. You have to just say what you know. And I'm not marking you on anything. I'm not giving you any certificate. So feel free. Okay, please respond to the chat box. I'll not move forward until I guess the responses in the chat box. So it cannot be just one way when we are talking about self-awareness. It has to be both way. So you have to give your responses. There are no right or wrong answer. Mary ma'am is saying, I'm sincere and honest person. Great. Good to know. What about Mr. Shubham, Mr. Singh, Mr. Thakkar? What about what other participants? Sincere and honest. Okay, thank you so much. What else? Hardworking. Okay. 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 Great. What about other participants? Hmm. Okay. Now, when we talk about when we talk about self-esteem and self-awareness, definitely a very major part lies in accepting yourself, right? So now I will request the participants to maybe take 2 minutes, all right, and list some of the things that you are proud of, right, for yourself. There are few achievement of yours, few activities you have done, which you are really proud of. So list them down. Second, list some of the things that you like about yourself. That's the second part of the question. First of all, list down the things which you are proud of. If you want to use a chat box, do that. If you want to use the notebook of yours, write it down. But take 5 minutes, think about it, go back to your journey and write down the things. So it's basically to reflect on yourself, reflect in your journey. I'm happy about my profession. Yes. Okay. What else? What are you proud of? What are the things which you like in yourself? Quickly, participants. You can write in the chat box. If you want to unmute and talk about it, that is also great. You can talk about it. I like about myself that I am simple and humble person. Exactly. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you. What about others? There are 8 to 9 people in this meeting. It has to be interactive, no? It cannot be just one way when we are talking about self-awareness. What about Miss Rajshri, Mr. Shubham? Write about it, or if you want to talk about it, you can talk about it. Now, once you're done with that activity, we move to the next part of the, okay, we have a response in the chat box. I can understand people well and connect with them easily. Okay, that's great. That's great. So keep thinking about it. Keep thinking, keep writing. It can be a takeaway activity for you where you are, when you reflect on it, when you think about it, you make a note, and then, it is very important to understand and, give a pat at your back that you have achieved so many things. All right. Now, what are the different parameters of self-awareness? We start with knowing one's own. Okay. First, you have to understand and know about yourself. That what are you? What is the thing which you, as we said, that what are the things that you are aware about? What are your hobbies? What are your likings? What are your dislikes? What are the things which you need to improvement? What are the things which you actually need to be in your workspace? You need to work on. Now, next is attitudes and opinions. Now, it can be self and it can be others, right? So, first step to attitude or awareness or opinions should be self, right? That you should be aware about your own opinions. You should have an opinion for yourself. You should be aware about your own, areas of improvement, your strengths. So, it is very important aspect, but mostly in the scenarios what happens, we get bothered by how others thinks about us, right? What others tell about us. So that is a very challenging part where we start believing in what others now what others are talking about us or what others are telling us. Next is feelings and emotions. So most of the conflict lies between this. When we are feeling something, but we are expressing something else. When we feel angry, when we feel frustrated, we express anger, right? We don't address why we are frustrated. We address or we express anger, irritation, or sometimes sometimes disappointment, right? So this is again between feelings and emotion. Now, motives and purpose. So, what is your motive? What is your purpose? So, what motivates you? What is that you have set for yourself? Why are you doing certain actions? Why you are living your life in a certain way? Why you have chosen? Why you have made certain choice in your life? So, all of these comes under motives and purpose. Next is desires and needs, right? So what are I can desire to live in X bungalow and X place, and every weekend want to go out, or I want to just leave everything and just go somewhere alone. That can be my desire. But what is my need? Sorry. But what is my need, right? So my need is basically that, okay, maybe I have to pay my bills, I have to crack this exam, I have to do some presentation, I have to complete my research, I have to become a teacher. So for all these areas, what is my need? Maybe to do some course, maybe to do some part-time or full-time job, maybe to plan my weeks properly, maybe to maintain a work-life balance. So all of these things becomes important. Now desire and as we can say, necessity and luxury, that's the difference we need to understand. Now, strength and weaknesses. So, what is my strength? My strength is, as we will discuss further. So, what are my strengths? Am I aware about my strength, or am I aware about my weakness? Right. So, mostly you will see that when someone asks about your strength, you really take a pause, and it's take time to recall and write it down. But when someone asks about your weaknesses, you really count it on your fingers and come with it. So I'll do the same now. I want you to unmute, talk, use the chat box, and talk about your strengths first. The areas which you're good at. It can be as simple as if you can wake up early in the morning, or if you go for a morning walk every day. If something which you are doing on a regular basis, that's also strength, because so many people cannot do it. It can be as simple as if you have you're good in time management, you can manage your time properly. So all of these things comes under simple things, because we usually neglect those things. Maybe you are good in singing or in some activity, anything. So I give you 5 minutes and I want the chat responses in the chat box. So write about your strengths, which you are good at. Maybe one, two, as many you can. Okay, very nice. I'm good at writing. What else? Quickly. Very nice. Creative, curious, socialize. I'm good at socializing. Very nice. What else? I need more responses, and good that we have started getting responses in the chat box. Hmm. What else? What are you good at? You can use the chat box to reply to it. What are your strengths? We got few responses. Really good to see. What about others? Okay, I'm very helpful. That's great. Now, keep writing. Okay. Now the next part is write about your areas of improvement. Okay, so we will not say it as weakness because that's a word which I generally don't like to use. We'll say areas of improvement. So now please write what are your areas of improvement which you need to improve on. It can be, again, it can be very simple. I um, maybe want to, I'm not drinking enough water. So I think that's an improvement. I need to keep a watch on that. I will drink enough water. Maybe I'm not good in reading. I'll at least, and, start reading at least a page every day. Okay, managing my emotions, brilliant, very good. So need to work on the interpersonal relationships, very good. What else? What about others, participants? Come on, keep writing so that it will be more, we'll to understand each other, we'll understand the challenges, and probably we'll get some solution to out of it. Hmm. So not good at reading. Okay. What about others? What are you, what do you think is your area of improvement? It can be, maybe I think I need to learn driving. So that is my area of improvement. I need to learn driving, and I'm procrastinating it since last X years. And I always say maybe, next quarter I will definitely enroll. But that because I'm not keeping it on priority, so I think that's my area of improvement. I need to learn that. So write about it. I am only getting responses from 2, 3 people, but I guess I have 8 to 9 people. Give your responses. Okay. Now this is an activity which I really like personally. So I, always in my session I keep it. Now, like my name is Archana. Okay. So you have to give adjectives to all the letters. Okay, so suppose my name is my name is Archana, so I'll write, A for achiever, R for some adjective related to which is defining me. Okay, so all of you have to write your name, okay, your first name, and then add an adjective to that name which defines you. Okay, and it will be you will get 5 minutes to do it. You give your interesting responses in the chat box. It will be really fun and interesting at the same time to read, and then maybe make a paragraph. So first we start with the first name. Each letter, add one adjective and which defines you, your traits, your characteristics, and then we move ahead, and then we go to the maybe the paragraph part of it. So your time starts now. In 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I want to see the responses in the chat box, and I want all of you to respond to it. It should not be only 2 to 3 people responding. So your first name, right, and then add adjectives to it quickly. So Archana, A for achiever, R for relaxed. Like this, you have to continue and start writing. And checking the chat box also. Very nice, magnificent. So Mary Ma'am is very, very active. I want all the participants to, start, response, be active. Very nice, magnificent, realistic, achiever. Okay. Is it okay if I read it out for you, Mitra ma'am? Okay, so Netra ma'am is saying I am understanding. Okay, so Netra ma'am, you have to write your first name and you have to start, an adjective which is from N, which defines you. Netra. Okay, N for neat. Very quick. What about Javi Singh sir, Shubham sir, Thakkar sir, Fiona ma'am, Rajshri ma'am? What about you people? Respond please quickly. T is okay, Netra ma'am, and neat, E eager, T is talented, H happy, very good. R for rational. Very nice. A for affectionate and attractive. Very beautiful. Beautiful explanation, Netra ma'am. Beautifully done, Mary ma'am. I want others also, Mary ma'am, can you motivate others also to please participate in the activities? Very nice, thank you. And it is like it is live streaming as well. So people who are watching, who will watch, please do these activities in the comment box. It will be really, really, interesting to see the responses. Okay, Fiona ma'am is writing. May I read it, ma'am, to everyone? Fantastic. Okay, very good. I for Fiona ma'am, F for fantastic. I for next maybe JV Singh sir. You want to give it a try? Okay, so now maybe if you are continue to do in your text notebook or something, that is a again, you can, it's a takeaway, you can keep doing it. But the most important part is you have to reflect on your strengths first, and a very important thing, because we sometimes just focus on our weaknesses. We get influenced by what others tell us. So that is something which we need to avoid, and talk about your strengths, talk about your achievements, and be more self-aware, and definitely also talk about your areas of improvement. Only then you will able to understand the difference, and the gap, where you need some training, where you need some skill development, where you need some help or the guidance from others. So this is an activity which you can keep doing, and take some time, and sit down and start working on it. You can do it in group, you can do it individually, however. Now, after understanding self-awareness, or after knowing about yourself, next aspect comes self-esteem. So now, what is self-esteem? If we go to the theory which was given by Maslow, the very renowned psychologist, who talks about that the self-esteem is again, this comes with the different levels. There are different levels to it. Today I cannot just say that that my self-esteem is very high, or tomorrow I'll say it becomes very low, right? So self-esteem basically refers to person's overall sense of his or her value or worth, right? So how much I know myself, I will able to understand myself, and will keep a track on my behavior, my emotions, and definitely my personality. If I'm not aware about myself, if I don't know myself much, definitely I will get affected by what others says. So the first level of self-esteem, or to a healthy self-esteem rather, if we say, is the fulfillment of the physiological needs, right? So all our basic physiological needs, if they are fulfilled, then we are done with the first level, right? Next comes the safety net. So, our security, employment, our resources, our health. Though, if these areas are again satisfied, then we feel better, right? And we go to the next level, which is love and belonging, which is our social need, right? So we like to be belong to others. We like to be in a social circle. We like to be, we feel the sense of connection with family, with friends. So that's the next level. Then come esteem, where we talk about respect, we talk about status, we talk about recognition, we talk about our strengths, freedom. So where we are established, and we are talking about, and we talk about these needs. Next is self-actualization, where we have desire to become the most that one can be. So we understand ourselves fully, our own needs are fulfilled, and we have reached that level that we are now self-actualized. We know what we are, and are, we understand that no, I am someone, and if someone comes and tell me about something, it will not bother me because I know about myself, right? So this is what self-esteem pyramid looks like. So many a times we tell someone to, you should be strong, or you should not cry, or you should be just happy. But we also have to understand, are the basic needs of the person is being fulfilled? If a person is hungry, if the person have no shelter, if the person is the basic needs are not fulfilled, definitely that person will not come across as a very healthy person, or a very happy person, because the basic needs are not fulfilled. So we also need to understand this levels of our self-esteem, right? And when we say that my self-esteem is healthy, unhealthy, we'll come to that discussion. But when we are aware about ourselves, that what I need, right? If we are aware about that, then definitely then definitely we will able to work on how we need to place ourselves in society, how we will talk to others, how we will carry ourselves, professionally, personally, emotionally, in all aspects. Now, what are the four components of self-esteem? First is self-confidence, then feeling of belonging, identity, and feeling of competence. So when we talk about self-confidence, self-confidence, when we say, it is not just about talking to others confidently, right? It also should be that we are okay to take the feedback in a proper way, that constructive feedbacks, and we are able to we are able to express ourselves in a way that it is required. And if someone doesn't like the way I am doing it, it's okay. We should not get so much affected by it. Others' opinion and attitude should not affect us in a way that our self-confidence becomes shaky. So that is something which we need to take care of. Feeling of belonging, because we are social animal, and we have this feeling of belonging always with us. And when someone rejects us, ignore us, or doesn't want to get involved with us, definitely our self-confidence or esteem gets shaky. But we need to be very, very clear on this, that how we are going to manage that. Again, all these parameters which we have spoken about in the pyramid also establishes my identity. Okay, what am I? How I am to the society. The identity again becomes very, very important. And feeling of competence, that am I enough? Am I doing enough? Am I competent enough to do certain things, maybe professionally, personally? So am I doing enough? Am I equipped enough? Right? So when these four components of the self-esteem, if we are well aware, if we are equipped enough, if we are skilled enough, definitely we will, our self-esteem will get booster, and we will feel more confident and happy in our daily life. Now, what is why self-esteem is important? Okay, so basically, self-esteem is basically have two, again, we can say, aspects. One is feeling, one is perception. Okay, so how we are seeing, how we are perceiving in the situation also affect our self-esteem, and how we are feeling about it again affect our self-esteem. Suppose I am talking to someone, okay, and then that person is maybe not making eye contact. That person is seeing here and there, and doing some other work. So how I am perceiving the situation? Am I perceiving that, okay, maybe I am wrong? Maybe I am not speaking in a way I should be speaking. Maybe I should not do in this way. Maybe I'm not good enough, right? So all about, and you start feeling low, you start feeling bad about the whole situation. So again, it can be as simple as this, that that person maybe getting late for something, or maybe having a bad day, maybe had some conflict in work or home, right? But I perceive that I am bad, right? And that's why my self-esteem drops, my self-confidence drops. And next time I become very conscious when I'm talking to someone, right? So when we are talking about feelings and perception, and definitely it affects our self-esteem, right? So having a firm understanding of your own skills, that okay, no, I don't think so I was saying anything wrong, I was saying what I wanted to say. It's about that person, how they, maybe he had some prior commitments. Am I in, and also understand and how you're able to maintain relationship with others, right? Next part comes, where are you able to express yourself properly? Okay, maybe I have already a project in my hand, and my one of my colleague come friend comes and tell me that, why don't you help me with my project? Okay, so am I able to say no? Or because I'm not saying no because she's my friend or something, I'm taking the burden and then banging my head somewhere, right? So you need to be, you need to be confident enough to express yourself to others, right? That maybe this time I am already full, I have some work already at hand. Let me finish that and I'll see how can I help you, right? That is also the other way of talking, other way of saying. Having a realistic and appropriate expectations of themselves and their abilities, right? So now understanding about what is the expectation of my mine with others and others with mine, let's bridge the gap and then come in between and talk. And all of these things will be, can be done properly only and only when we are aware about our strength, we are aware about our weaknesses or areas of improvement, right? When I know my skills, when I know my abilities, definitely I'll able to control myself, express myself, put myself into right shoes and able to take things accordingly. Now, what are the factors which affect self-esteem? So in this, I want all of you to please respond to the chat box. So according to you, what are the factors which affect our self-esteem? So there are no right or wrong answer. You can, you can give the answers, pointers according to your understanding. So what do you think that which factors affect our self-esteem or self-confidence, to make it more simpler for you? Quickly, participants. Okay, our past failures, emotional baggage, beautiful. What else? What else? What else, participants? What else affects our self-esteem? Overthinking, yes. Illness. Okay. I want you to show a little video. I think I got some response. Attitude and behavior, definitely. Yes. So I'll just show this video. Have a look and then we'll discuss little about it.
Hey Psych2Goers, and welcome to another video. Thank you all so much for the love and support that you've given us, enabling us to make yet another exploration into everyday psychology. So let's begin. Loving yourself may sound simple, but we all know how hard it is. Sometimes it can be a roller coaster ride between being happy with yourself and wishing you could change. There are so many things that affect your image of yourself, and some of them may not be good. Things such as the media set false expectations and ideals. It can be a long journey to accepting this, but it's worth it. We made this video to remind you that you should never give up on loving yourself because you deserve it and you're worth it. So here are 12 things that do not determine your self-worth. Number 1, your achievements. Can you relate to loving yourself so much when something goes well, but the second something goes wrong, your self-worth immediately takes a plunge? Whether it's your grades, your job, or a sport, it's easy to base your self-worth on what you accomplish. But how much you're worth does not depend on your achievements, especially when it comes to competitions. You can't control your competitors, so you don't need to blame yourself when things don't go your way. You are more than just a bullet point list of all of your accomplishments. You're a complex person with a personality, hobbies, and so much more than your achievements. And it all makes you worth it. Number 2, your income and job. Are you second guessing your career? Do you often think of switching your job? While your job plays a big part in your lifestyle, it does not determine your worth. People who have less money aren't lesser than others, like society and the media sometimes portrays. Your job and income are sometimes the result of your situation. There are so many factors that influence them, like location, the economy, and competition. So they aren't really a reflection of who you are. Number 3, your childhood. Do you avoid thinking about your childhood? Do the memories make you uncomfortable? Your childhood may shape a lot of things about you, but it does not determine your worth. It's a phase well on its way out, and you mustn't let it overwhelm you. Your rough childhood does not define who you are. After all, you have no control over who your parents are, and you're not responsible for their choices. It may take some time to accept this, but your past does not define you. Number 4, your level of education. Much like your income, your level of education is also the result of so many factors. One of the biggest factors when it comes to deciding whether to go to college and where is how much money your family has. You can't change how much money your family has or the location of the schools you want to go to. Therefore, you don't need to feel bad if you don't have a higher level of education. It doesn't mean you're less intelligent or worth less than those who do. Number 5, how other people view and treat you. Do you constantly stress about how others see you? Are you constantly trying to live up to their standards? Other people have no way of knowing who you truly are. While family and friends may have a good idea of it, only you fully know yourself. Knowing this, your self-worth isn't based upon others' limited and sometimes biased opinions of you. You cannot control what other people think, nor how they act. Similarly, don't base your value upon something completely up to others. Trying to please others will ultimately lead you to being miserable. So try not to stress yourself out with other people's opinions, even if it is difficult. Number 6, other people's achievements. Do you compare your achievements to other people's? It's okay because everyone does that occasionally. It's so easy to look at what you've done and compare it to someone else's achievements, especially when the internet gives you access to everyone's amazing lives. It may be hard to internalize, but what other people do doesn't define you. You can't control others, so the only thing you can do is try your best. Regardless of the result, trying your best is enough. After all, everyone is different with varying skill sets and experiences, so it's no use comparing two completely unique people. Number 7, your appearance. Are you unhappy with some physical feature of yours? Is there anything you wish you could change about your appearance? Chances are the answer is yes. Almost everyone wants what someone else has, which is the sad truth, especially living in today's society. It can be so easy to compare yourself to other people and all the gorgeous models on TV, but try to remember that what you look like doesn't determine how much you're worth. You've probably heard it before, and we know how hard it is to accept and internalize, but it's true. You don't need to feel bad because you might not look the way the people on the TV do, because everyone is beautiful in their own unique way. Number 8, your relationship status. Are you still looking for the one, but it seems like everyone you know is getting hitched? Nowadays, there's so much pressure to have a significant other and a picture-perfect relationship. It can feel as if you constantly need to be pursuing someone out of fear of being a desperate, lonely single. However, there's nothing wrong with being single. It doesn't make you less of a person because it means you're taking more time to focus on yourself and what you want to do. You will only go for it when it feels right. While a relationship may be nice, it's not something you need to have to be valued. 9, the number of friends you have. Do you value quantity over quality when it comes to friends? Or is it difficult for you to keep up with your circle of friends? Having more friends doesn't measure what kind of person you are. If you only have a few, it doesn't mean you're not sociable or kind, but it means you have a specific taste in people, which isn't a bad thing. You're invested in finding friends who understand and care about you. On the other hand, having more friends doesn't mean you're shallow and only interested in popularity. It means that you're friendly and open to new people. The number of friends you have doesn't say anything about your self-worth. Rather, it's the quality of your friends that really matters. 10, your social media status. Are you an avid scroller? Do you post on social media habitually or occasionally? With the amount of emphasis on social media, the world seems to revolve around how many likes you get. There is so much pressure to have a picture-perfect, aesthetically pleasing life. However, your worth is not measured by how many people like your posts. Social media is for sharing parts of your life and forming connections with people. So while getting likes may give you satisfaction, it doesn't determine your self-worth. Social media should be fun and uplifting, not a tool to gain validation. You are valid and worthy, regardless of your social media status. Number 11, your age. Both old and young people are often judged due to their age. People may think all young people are reckless and selfish, while all older people have their whole lives figured out. But your age doesn't control your personality, hobbies, likes, dislikes, and so much more. It's not a reflection of who you are, so it doesn't determine your worth. After all, age ain't nothing but a number, right? Number 12, your decision to have children. There's a lot of societal pressure to have children in order to contribute to society. But having children is completely your own decision. Not having children doesn't make you less worthy than others who do, because it's a major decision that affects you most of all. So it should be up to you. Remember, your decision is valid and valued either way. In the end, you're the only one who determines your self-worth. Cliché, but it's true. Not anyone or anything else, whether it be money, family, or friends. It may be hard, but just try to remember that you are more than any single aspect. We hope we were able to give you insight into some of the things that you shouldn't base your worth on. Do you use any of these things to measure your self-worth? If so, that's okay. We've all been there before, and we're here for you. Leave a comment down below and share any experiences and thoughts you have as well. If you find this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button and share it with those out there still struggling.
So basically, what did we see in this video? What did we understand from this video?
Hey, Psych2Goers, and welcome to
Yeah. So what did we understand from this video is important, right? So what do you think? What did come out in this? What did it? What are the factors came out very prominently, and which are the factors you think that you connect more and affects you the most? So there are 12 factors which they talked about. It was started from achievement, started from it included age, it included your appearance, it included so many other things, right? Relationship status, everything. So what do you think? I request you, all of you, to maybe write two factors which you have seen in the video affecting you the most. Okay, okay. Thank you, Nitra ma'am. What about others? I want you to write the two factors which affects your self-esteem the most. I just got one response till now. Okay, thank you very much. Self-confidence. Okay, anyone else who would like to write it down or talk about it maybe? So which factor you think that affects your self-esteem the most out of these 12? So for someone, it can be achievement. For someone, it can be appearance. For suppose someone comment on your body about how you look, that really affects you. If someone talks about your age, it really affects you. If someone talks about your relationship status, it affects you. So it can be various things. But again, at the end, it's only about you, as it was mentioned in the video as well. It's only you matter. That's it. Nothing else matters. Now we will see that these are the few factors of self-esteem, which we have already discussed: childhood, friend and family, work environment, and media. Right. So now next which we want to discuss about is healthy, low, and excessive self-esteem. Okay. I really want you all to participate in this activity. I want all of you to write maybe two characteristics of each, right? So according to you, what are the two characteristics of a person, right? Or maybe quality of the person having healthy self-esteem? How can you define that person, that, X person is having a healthy self-esteem? Okay, so what are the two qualities or characteristics of the person that you will mention? How will you define the person who is having a high self-esteem, healthy self-esteem? How will the person behave? How will he carry himself? So two traits or two characteristics. If you say that that person is really self-confident, so how do you say that that person is really self-confident? Okay, the one who knows their self-worth. Now, ma'am, we'll go more specific. Okay, so how do you know that that person knows the soul self-worth, or how you know that the person is self-confident? So what do you see in the person rather? How different that person is from others? You can use the chat box to write the personality. Very good. Okay. So what in personality you see that it's different, and you say no, this person have high
Boldness,
self
ma'am. Boldness.
bold, definitely, and the person is bold. Okay. Thank you. What about others? How they treat others. Beautiful. Thank you, Netra ma'am. How they treat others. Okay. What about others? Okay, now we go to the next part. So, how do you say that this person having a low self-esteem? So, what do you see? How do you recognize? How do you define that person? What do you see in the person and you say that no, this person is not that confident, or this person having low self-esteem. Very good. So they think low about themselves. Thank you so much, Netra ma'am. They think low about themselves. What about others? What are your opinion on this? What is your opinion about this? Okay. What about the people who have excessive self-esteem? How do you define that? This person is like overconfident. Okay, Mary ma'am is writing due to bad experiences in life. That is a reason, Mary ma'am. Yes, definitely it can be. What about excessive self-esteem? You say that, oh, this person is overconfident. How do you identify that? How do we identify that? Narcissist. Okay, very nice. Thank you. Okay. Now, we will just have a look at it. So, healthy self-esteem people, these are the some of the characteristics. They avoid dwelling on past negative experiences. They believe you are equal to everyone. Express the needs. They feel confident. They have a positive outlook in life. Say no when they want to say no, and see overall strength and weakness and accept them. So, this is how a healthy self-esteem person looks like. When we talk about the low self-esteem, so these people are always compare themselves with others. They always think about the past experiences. They have self-doubt. They have a very negative or pessimist outlook in the for the life. They have this fear of intense fear of failure. They avoid taking risk. They have trouble in they have a trouble in accepting the positive feedback, and they also they struggle with their confidence, definitely, and they have difficulty in setting boundaries for themselves. They have a trouble in saying no to people. So this is how a person with a low self-esteem looks like. And when we talk about excessive self-esteem, so maybe preoccupied with being perfect, may focus on always being right, may believe that they cannot fail, may express their grandiose ideas, and may grossly overestimate their skills and abilities. So these people are always, maybe again, lack of self-awareness, they overestimate themselves, and they believe that they cannot fail at any time. They express that they are great and they have done so much after doing little. Okay, so this is how the excessive self-esteem people looks like. Now, how we can improve our self-esteem, right? So I have one little activity, but as a participant is low, I'll explain you the activity. If you feel like doing, I'll give you 5 minutes to use the chat box. So one activity where we will discuss about working on self-esteem is maybe list your all positive characteristics. That is step one. Okay, then interact with others and share your views. So now suppose I say that maybe I read books, I communicate well, I can manage multiple things. These are some positive characters. Then I can talk with my group, with the friends, colleagues, and take their opinions. What do you think? Am I correct, or I need improvement, or anything you want to add in the list which I am missing? That's the next part, which is discussion. Okay, the third part comes now. Note down what others are also saying. Okay, so as if they are saying that, maybe they say that, okay, Ashna, I think you need to improve on your writing skills, right? So that's a positive feedback. I need to take it down and I need to start working on it. Suppose someone says that your management skills are good, so that's a positive feedback. I need to take it down. So first is identify your positive characteristics and areas of improvement. Then discuss with your circle, with your colleagues, your group, whom you trust and who you think will able to give you, a realistic picture, not the pleasing picture. Okay, then comes, you take a note of what people are saying and then start working on it. To start working on your areas of improvement and use your strength to believe in yourself, to boost your self-esteem. So this is how this entire thing works. So this is one activity, hands-on activity, which we can work on. Now, again, steps to improve the self-esteem. So be aware of the negative thought which is coming. So be aware of all the, I'm not good, I doesn't fit in, nobody loves me, nobody likes me, maybe I am bad, maybe, I am not accepted by others because I am bad. So all these kind of negative thoughts we need to be, we need to take care of. We need to make a note of. Ask yourself question that, I'm saying it, I'm not bad, I'm bad, sorry, that I'm bad. So why I think I'm bad? Who have told me that I am bad? What I have done that I think I am bad? So get evidence to these thoughts, right? Next, use positive self-talk. Okay, it was a bad day, but definitely I'll work out and I will solve this situation, or I'll overcome with this phase. These kind of positive self-talk, give a pat at your back. I'm able to pull it off till now. I will definitely able to carry it out. Challenge negative thinking patterns, as I mentioned. Challenge your patterns. Ask questions. Why? What? How? Who? This kind of question, ask it to yourself. Then practice self-compassion. Give yourself a break. Take rest. Also plan your week or months in a way that you're also giving some time to yourself. Relax in a day, get into some activities, spend time on your hobby. So all of these things that you are able to practice self-compassion. You're able to you're giving you're practicing self-care. So again, these are some of the steps which you can do to improve your self-esteem. So this is where I really want to conclude that self-awareness is key to high healthy self-esteem. And if anyone has any issue, any concern, any questions, you can ask us, and you can follow Carpe Diem on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. And we also have a Twitter account. So this is my email ID. If anyone has anything to ask in person, if anyone want to talk about any of the concern which you need to discuss about, we can definitely, you can write an email and then we can get ahead, go ahead. I also invite you to visit our website. So you'll get a lot of information about what kind of work we do and what kind of trainings we are doing. So yeah, so that is what I wanted to conclude with. If you have any question, anything, we are happy to take it. Yes, Mary ma'am. Mary ma'am, you raised your hand. You have to say something. Yeah.
For me, I learned lot because this is new subject for me. No, I learned lot, but wherever I could answer, I could answer. But you have prepared very well slides and PowerPoint and everything. I'm very happy that you gave a knowledgeable sessions. So hope to see you again and again in our session. God bless you. Take care and all the best for your life.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity, Mary ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Netra ma'am. Your participation was brilliant, and you have given some very, very good and insightful, answers. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Fiona ma'am. So you can do, we also keep posting about our, related to mental well-being, self positive affirmations, and how to take care of yourself, when you're having a bad days. So how to take care of yourself. So these kind of things we keep posting on our Instagram account. So if you can follow, and you will get a lot of information related to mental well-being. Yes, Fiona ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful session which you have conducted for us. It was a very insightful session. I've learned a lot about it, and would like you to come for our everyday session. I mean, sometimes our sessions also. It's a great opportunity to have you here.
Thank you so much. My feeling is likewise. And I definitely look forward for the such sessions. And thank you for your participation, Fiona ma'am. It was great. Thank you.
Welcome.
Anyone has any concern, questions? I'm happy to take it.
Participants, if you have any queries or comments or observations, feel free to share in chat box or by unmuting yourself. Okay, there are no queries, then we shall conclude. It was a really wonderful session by Dr. Archana, and it was supposed to be much more interactive. By the way, the presentation was made. It was really insightful, traveling through various theories and aspects of self-esteem. Thank you, ma'am, once again.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And thanks for the opportunity. And definitely looking forward for more such sessions. But request participants to also participate a lot in the activities, because then the session becomes very interactive that way. But thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Participants, kindly find the feedback link in the chat box. Kindly fill up the feedback form. It is mandatory for receiving your certificates. Certificates will be provided within 15 working days on the webinar website. You can visit the website and download your certificates. Thank you, ma'am, once again for joining us
Thank you.
and for the beautiful session for the day. And we look forward for more sessions in future. And we wish you all the success in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing, and also on behalf of all the participants and eminent speakers for the day. We wish you all the success. Kindly fill up the feedback form before you leave the webinar. Take care. Good night. See you all tomorrow at the same time. Take care.